Hello everyone, welcome to our channel, the place where mysterious cases, horrifying stories, and haunting tales are retold in the most detailed way. Today, we'll delve into a case that not only shocked the entire United States, but also left profound lessons about the legal system and how society confronts crime. This is the story of Shannon Schieber, a young, talented, and ambitious woman whose life was tragically taken in her own apartment. The case not only devastated the community, but also exposed significant flaws in how sexual assault cases are handled. Join us as we go through every detail, from Shannon's haunting final moments to the pursuit of justice and the changes this case brought about. Ready? Let's dive in. Shannon Schieber's biography. Shannon Schieber was born on May 7, 1975 in Maryland, USA. From a young age, she displayed exceptional talent. At just 18 months old, she could recite the alphabet, and by the age of 3, she was reading fluently at a second-grade level. Throughout her school years, Shannon consistently excelled academically and took on leadership roles. She served as the student council president at Bethesda Chevy Chase High School and even spoke before the city council to advocate for education funding. Shannon was awarded a full scholarship to Duke University, where she excelled in 3 majors: economics, philosophy, and mathematics. Beyond academics, she was the captain of the equestrian team and the president of her freshman class. After graduating, she received a full scholarship to the prestigious Wharton School of Business at the University of Pennsylvania to pursue a PhD. There, she planned to use her financial expertise to support underprivileged communities. The background of Shannon Schieber's case. Shannon Schieber's life in Philadelphia before the tragedy. In the fall of 1997, Shannon Schieber moved to Philadelphia to begin her PhD program at the Wharton School of Business, University of Pennsylvania. This marked a pivotal decision in her life, as she chose to forgo opportunities at major corporations to pursue her passion for academics. She lived alone in a small second-floor apartment in the South 20th Street neighborhood near downtown, a place considered safe, home to many students and young professionals. Shannon quickly adapted to her new life, made friends among her classmates, and participated in various extracurricular activities. However, she often felt uneasy about the security in the area. Shannon had shared with her parents that she heard strange noises at night and felt as though someone was following her when she returned home late. Despite these fears, her independence and determination to achieve her goals kept her moving forward without letting her concerns hold her back. The area where the crime took place. The neighborhood where Shannon lived, Center City, was known as the bustling commercial and cultural hub of Philadelphia. However, by the late 1990s, the area faced a rising tide of crime, particularly sexual assaults and robberies. Many older buildings lacked adequate security systems, making apartments like Shannon's ideal targets for criminals. The building where Shannon resided had a main entrance on the ground floor, leading to a narrow staircase. Her apartment's balcony was located on the second floor, facing a small alley that remained dark and hidden from streetlights. This provided the perpetrator with an opportunity to approach undetected. Shannon's state of mind and habits before the crime. In the days leading up to the incident, Shannon spent most of her time preparing for her final exams. She often stayed up late and kept her balcony door slightly ajar to reduce the humidity in her apartment due to the warm, humid weather in May. Shannon maintained regular contact with her family, especially her brother Sean, who lived nearby and frequently visited her. On the evening of May 6, 1998, Shannon had dinner with a friend and returned home around 10 p.m. She texted her brother to update him on her plans for the next day, a habit she always maintained to reassure her family of her safety.
I was on the computer and he grabbed me from behind and pushed me down on the ground. He took my clothes off. He told me not to, he would hurt me.
Case details and investigation. 1. Case details. A. Time of the incident. The events took place in the early hours of May 7, 1998, in Philadelphia's Center City area. Troy Graves, an individual with a documented history of unlawful entries and physical attacks on women in the neighborhood, unlawfully entered Shannon Schieber's apartment. His prior actions indicated a pattern of deliberate and escalating behavior, which culminated in this tragic incident. Graves selected Shannon's apartment due to its layout, particularly the second-floor balcony, which offered a concealed and accessible entry point. After climbing onto the balcony and entering through an unlocked door, he encountered Shannon. A confrontation ensued as Shannon resisted his actions. Tragically, the encounter ended in her death, caused by asphyxiation. This incident underscored the importance of urban safety measures and community awareness in preventing similar situations. The crime scene. When Shannon's brother discovered her body, the apartment showed signs of a break-in, but was not significantly disturbed. The balcony was identified as the entry and exit point for the intruder. Shannon's body was found on the bed, with evidence suggesting a physical assault had occurred. Additionally, the intruder took several personal items, possibly as an attempt to mislead the investigation. Police response on the night of the incident. On the night of the incident, a neighbor called the police after hearing screams coming from Shannon's apartment. However, when the officers arrived, they did not force entry to investigate. Their oversight and failure to follow proper procedures sparked significant public outrage and severely hindered the progress of the investigation. 2. Initial investigation process. A. Errors in crime scene handling. The police initially focused on the theory that the perpetrator was someone Shannon knew, which led them to overlook the possibility of this being the act of a serial offender. Evidence collection at the crime scene was not thorough. Although DNA samples were obtained, testing was delayed due to resource constraints and procedural inefficiencies. They also failed to thoroughly review similar cases in the area, despite criminal records suggesting a pattern consistent with a serial predator's behavior. B. Pressure from Shannon's family. Shannon's family, particularly her parents, strongly criticized the police's handling of the case. They demanded a more thorough investigation and swift action to bring the perpetrator to justice. Additionally, the family organized campaigns to raise awareness about personal safety and advocated for reforms in the handling of sexual violence cases.
Connection to other cases.
Connection to other cases. After Shannon's case, Philadelphia police began to notice similarities between her case and a series of other sexual assaults in the Center City area. The perpetrator typically targeted women living alone, breaking into their homes at night through windows or balconies and using violence to subdue the victims. 3. DNA analysis and breakthrough in the investigation. A. DNA technology leads to a turning point. In 1999, a large-scale DNA testing program was implemented to address unsolved cases. DNA collected from the scene of Shannon Schieber's case was compared against samples in the criminal database. The results revealed a match with DNA from a series of other sexual assault cases in Philadelphia and surrounding areas. This finding confirmed that the perpetrator in Shannon's case was also responsible for several previous attacks. It established a pattern of repeat offenses, where the individual carefully selected targets and executed break-ins with calculated precision. Arrest of Troy Graves. In 2002, Troy Graves was arrested in Colorado, where he had relocated after leaving Philadelphia. While in Colorado, Graves continued committing sexual assaults, which eventually led to his arrest and DNA testing. The DNA results once again matched the DNA from Shannon Schieber's case. Graves ultimately confessed to committing more than 10 sexual assaults, including the murder of Shannon Schieber. 4. The perpetrator, Troy Graves.
No criminal history. Any other problems on the base that I need to know about? There's an incident that happened on the base in May 2001.
Okay.
You didn't tell me about that.
Okay.
Why didn't you tell me about that?
Because nothing came of it.
So back down to the last question about your fingerprints and DNA.
See, I want to. Could I get back to you on that? And actually come in on another day, just so I can just talk to my wife and stuff. It just made me feel more comfortable. Am I still free to leave?
Yes.
I'd like to just go home and get some sleep, sir. I apologize.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. At this point right here, you're no longer free to go. Okay. I'm going to detain you.
A. Psychological profile. Troy Graves was described as a calculated and sophisticated predator. He often observed and monitored his victims for days before carrying out his attacks. Graves leveraged charm and a seemingly trustworthy appearance to mask his malicious intentions. In his crimes, he specifically targeted women who lived alone and were vulnerable to isolation. He carried out his acts at night to minimize the risk of detection and ensure greater control over his victims. Graves was not only a sexual predator, but also a dominator who derived satisfaction from controlling and tormenting his victims. In Shannon's case, her determined resistance may have provoked his rage, ultimately leading him to commit murder. Legal proceedings. Troy Graves faced 27 charges in Colorado and 50 charges in Philadelphia, including sexual assault, robbery, kidnapping, and murder. He pleaded guilty and was sentenced to life in prison without parole for the murder of Shannon Schieber, along with an additional 60 to 120 years for his other crimes. Despite societal pressure, Shannon's family opposed the death penalty, adhering to their Catholic principles regarding the sanctity of life. They advocated for a focus on reforming the legal system to prevent similar tragedies, rather than resorting to capital punishment as retribution. Social impact and systemic reforms. Criticism of the Philadelphia Police Department. The case exposed significant shortcomings in how the Philadelphia police handled sexual assault cases. Many incidents were misclassified or dismissed as unfounded. An investigation by the Philadelphia Inquirer revealed that hundreds of sexual assault cases had been ignored, sparking widespread public outrage. Systemic reforms. Under pressure from the public and Shannon's family, an independent oversight committee was established to improve the handling of sexual assault cases. The committee included experts in women's rights, legal professionals, and victim support center staff. The reforms introduced included retraining police officers, improving procedures for handling sexual assault reports, ensuring transparency in investigations. These changes not only impacted Philadelphia, but also influenced major cities like New York and Ottawa, Canada, driving broader systemic improvements in addressing sexual assault cases. The legacy of Shannon Schieber. Shannon is remembered not only as a victim, but also as a symbol of change and justice. Her family turned their grief into a driving force for reform, opposing the death penalty, and raising awareness about the issue of sexual violence. Shannon's story serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of creating a fair and compassionate legal system, one that not only punishes offenders, but also protects and prevents such crimes from happening in the future. Closing remarks. And so, we've journeyed together through the haunting story of Shannon Schieber, from her bright and promising life to her final moments and the long, arduous path to justice. This is not just a singular case, but a powerful wake-up call about society's and the legal system's responsibility to protect victims. Thank you all for taking the time to listen to today's story. If you found this content meaningful or want to learn more about similar cases, don't forget to share your thoughts, hit the like button, and share this video so more people can learn about it. Most importantly, remember to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of the stories we bring to you. For now, I'll say goodbye and look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Stay safe and always spread empathy. Take care.